But the podcast is single mums, was it your fault? What we're saying, single mums, it's your fault, and this is the reason why.
No, do you know what I was going to say very controversially, and I'm probably going to get blasted for this, but some of it...
Again.
No, some of it is their fault.
Of course it is. No one's saying it's not.
But
that's not controversial,
but not on the way that they think it is, or the way... Maybe just more on the choice of man that they've taken.
Okay.
So that's the angle that I would take with it.
So elaborate on that, because that's more about this conversation.
Wait, 1 second.
We're gonna
Can I
get
take the chair?
No.
I know I like my chair.
That's your side. That's your side. Bro.
No, I agree with him.
Side.
I agree with you 100%. And elaborate.
Because they've chosen man them. No, you're still with me, bro. All right? They've chosen man them that are on the same type of things that me and Citrus are actually talking about. Because there are man them that see things like this. And they're all, like, I will sit there and say to myself, and a lot of man will probably sit, and you lot are sitting there in this world, and I'm saying to myself, are you not jealous? Do you not get jealousy? So if I turn and say to myself...
Jealousy of what?
Hold a second.
My baby mother's out.
Yeah.
With my second.
Wait, we're going to let him finish. Then Wiley, then Rennie.
Because I don't want you to lose your point, but there are comments on the previous point that I don't want to get lost.
We'll come to it. But what I'm trying to say to you is that I get jealous. Every one of us get jealous in here, all right? So I now give my baby mum £200 a week or whatever it might be. And I've given her the £200, and all of a sudden, I'm going to go get my hair done, get my nails done.
You're missing the point.
And I'm going, no, because this was the point.
You're missing the point.
And I'm going out raving. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, you're using my money.
No, you're missing the point.
No, because you're using the money.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Just to help underpin, there was a case, a very famous case, of a young woman that purposely got impregnated by an investment banker.
Mazza.
Because she knew
Bad girl.
how much he earned.
Bad girl.
A year. So because going on Rain Stats, she can get up to 19% of his annual salary.
He's winning.
Because he's on 250 bags, she turned around and said, yep,
That's an
bust
income.
inside of me.
Yep.
I'm good. You look and laugh in it. Bust inside of me because I'm good
words.
for the next 18 years. I'm good.
And that's facts. I know one.
Right. Ross. So Sirelli, no, there wasn't. Sirelli weren't the guy.
I'm on 250 bags, yeah? That's all I'm hearing.
Sirelli
You can have that 90%.
Wait. I said Sirelli. What's wrong with you? Bro. I said Sirelli
Isn't the guy. Huh?
isn't the guy.
Maybe.
Maybe the guy. Those are the guys.
250.
All right. So now I'm going to come to Wiley and then over to
So
Rennie.
onto the comments. The comments have been popping. This is why I didn't want to try and lose the comments. So Nasisha says, she's already spent your money on your kid for an extra room in her property and driving to do school runs and all the little extras you cannot calculate.
She's smart, that, and she said.
Nirvana Sang says, my children grew up without their fathers paying anything, so what they had to do, or what did they have to do when, or if they see them, they had to ask. Nasisha says, the primary parent always spends more on a child than can be quantified.
But that's the issue with being a primary parent.
Primary parent.
And it's your 50-50. It shouldn't be that. But anyway, sorry.
And then Nirvana says,
I agree
so
with
when
that
they ask the baby father thinks he'd be the best father and the child gets what they want, win-win for them, not the mothers. We're going to touch into our next comment, which is sometimes the choice of man is always right, but men change. But what I think, for me, it's not a matter of how much you'll give. We're trying to quantify, the gas bill is this, that, and the other. We all have seen the increase in bills and stuff in our households, yeah? Certain times we're now having to have these meters put in because they're saying things like, your meter's saying something like you've got about 4 or 5 people in the household. So when you're breaking down the things like the one piece of chicken, or you're cooking anyway, or you're using the gas anyway, or using the water anyway, what you got to remember is that it's not being used for one person. The shopping is not being done for one person. So unless you're saying that one meal that was being done for one person is being split between 2 people, that then goes back onto Sirelli's point was, if your child is being looked after, fed, and well cared for, if those things are not being done, you've got every right to say that £200, you're cussing over it. But if that child is being looked after and fed and well cared for, you can only look at it. You can be annoyed as you want to be, but ultimately, if that child is looked after, that money, whether it's gone on the hair or whatever, has in some way gone onto the child. Because the money that would have been spent on the hair, if it's been spent on the hair from that money, eventually they would have had to use that money on their hair anyway. So all you've done is just transfer money.
Buddy wants a child to walk around with a meter. and receipts.
Where's this guy
You know
getting
what?
this? Where are you getting this from?
When you ring.
Daddy! Hold my crib.
That's what money wants.
No, where are you getting that from? I never said that.
Because here's my question: if the child isn't, if you've now given £200, and it's now, you know what? Actually, you know what, father, it's actually now needing £400. The mum says to you, they need £400. Are you going to say, you know what? No, I gave you £200. Or are you going to dip in and say, you know what? It's never £200.
I might help you out.
Go on.
So CSA stance is very simple.
Yep.
We will calculate the average of everything.
So yeah, go on.
So I give you £200 a month.
Yep.
Yeah. That covers buying uniform, covering food, covering electric, covering gas. That covers the gas bill went up. Still make it work. That covers, right, you need a new pair of crepe. Still make it work. That covers what there's summer camp on. Still make it work. There is no demand from the CSA to say seasonally, this has gone up, or this has changed, or whatever else. There was like, just make it work. So there are some fathers, and I'm trying to be balanced in it. There are some fathers that are saying, what? What do you mean they need a new jacket? CSA said, I'll give you £20. Here's £20.
That's it.
Yeah, but on Instagram, you can do CSA said £20.
Then it's £20.
Here's £20. So this is where it becomes a transaction versus I'm going to provide for my child as best as I can.
Yeah.
Right? And the other side of that is, if, for example, and we know mums, and shout goes out to you mums, but we know certain mums are out there turning around and saying, you being in their life as their dad or not being in their life as their dad, their standard of living is not going to change. They're not going to know any less of lessons of
because
love.
the CSA is a financing
guide.
Is a baseline.
A guide. So you're not going to know any less love. You're not going to know. So if at the end of the day your 4-year-old needs a new bed, or your 17-year-old is like, I'm going to university next year, I now need blah blah blah. As the parent, you see the CSA payment, you meet it and raise whatever the need is. Right.
That's certain parents.
Now, wait, let me respond to
I didn't finish what I was saying. Go on.
Finish. So what I'm saying is, this. I'm not saying it's the norm, because there are certain men that are going to turn around and say, "What do you mean you can buy red bottom shoes and get your gal and looking like da 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 da?" And I'm struggling, because I'm struggling. It don't matter that you're getting 20% of my wage, she's getting 20% of my wage, and she's getting 20% because I've got 3 different baby mums. That's irrelevant. It's you're living this life because you can, because I'm facilitating this life, not necessarily realizing you've done what you need to do for you and for our child/children, and my contribution may or may not be contributing to the quality of life. Do you get what I mean? So it's a very, very mixed grey area.
I get what you're saying, but my real point I was trying to jump onto was, when I was talking about it's gone from £200 to £400, we're not taking into account things like hidden costs. And in life, just in life in general, we can account for all of our bills, and then something will come out of the blue. No amount of average or whatever is going to say, you know what, well, I averaged that for this. Well, you know what, this bill just come out of the blue now. Water bill has now gone up. We're seeing it. Water bill, gas bill, electricity bills. All these things are suddenly going through the roof. So if you do get hit with that, oh, you know what, it's £400, are we now saying, no, I've given you 2, so CSA limit is whatever, you know, work with it. In the same way that we're saying the money given is, you've taken that money, you've done hair and done whatever, and we're cussing over it, or people are cussing over it, are you then willing to say, on the flip side of it, here's the extra £200 needed to look after your child effectively?
So for me, I'll be honest with you, I categorically do not respect fathers who say, this is the baseline I need to do, I will give you that, and can afford to do more, but they're not doing more.
Yes.
Straight up.
Do you know what it goes down to?
I look down on them.
Do you know
because
what it goes down to?
Hold on a second. You're living that life of, I can afford to give you the bare minimum, I'm living my best life ever, and your you is now on baseline. So you're living penthouse style, and your you is living slumdog or whatever it is, because they told you that's all you have to pay.
But do you know the joke? And we said it earlier on. it comes down to what is your relationship with the gal.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
But this is what it comes down to.
It doesn't. It comes to you as a person.
No, but
it comes to
for a
you
lot
and
of
your
people.
values.
I'm not saying myself.
I'm not saying yourself.
But I'm saying to you,
it comes to
down
you
values,
and
yeah.
your values.
Yeah, values.
And fair
Don't
enough.
dismiss it.
Fair enough.
Hear what I'm
It's-
saying?
it's-
It comes to
maybe,
you
maybe.
and your values.
Maybe. I'm not going to sit there and say you're wrong.
If you're living and buying a pair of crepes every week, I'm rolling around in a convy. I'm going on holiday every 6 months, but my son is on basics. Then you as a father are failing him. If it's a mum and it's the other way around, you're failing your son. It doesn't matter if it's the mum or the dad. If your child is living a lower lifestyle, to you, you are failing. And quote me on that.
No, I can't disagree with that because they're supposed to do more because they're supposed to look out for their child. The angle that we in Citrus was talking about in the first place is there are other angles that the man them look at. So they're looking at it saying to themselves, well, look, at the end of the day, I'm not with this woman.
But why are you looking at that?
But this is what they're looking at. This is what they're looking at. I'm still,
jealousy, yeah,
I
yeah.
still like my baby mum. I still like her.
But now we're getting down to
Okay, I still wanna
now we're
be
on the
with her.
couch.
Right, now
we're on
you're
the
tickling the belly.
Yeah, but this is what it is. But this is what we're saying.
You're
that
right,
their
you're right.
emotions change accordingly because the moment we realise to ourselves, well, you know what, I don't want to be with my baby mum, then of course I'm looking after my child. I don't give a damn about you. I'm looking after my child, which is the likelihood with certain circumstances and some of the circumstances that you're talking about. But when you're talking about someone that likes their baby mum, you're now saying, what, and then she's going out. And I'm giving her £200. She's done her hair and she's done her nails. Wait, you're going to Novikov. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but
with
it-
who?
but it-
Like,
Yeah.